The IPPF Africa Region is a beacon of hope in Africa. A continent filled with a wealth of natural resources, rich cultures, and hard-working people. Africans are people who are passionate about the lives of their families and are almost always willing to make sacrifices for the benefit of their loved ones. As such, the sexual reproductive health of all Africans is important to ensure healthy and happy families.
I'm fisherman by trade. Every morning I head out on the boats and catch the fish I will sell that day. I separate them and take them back to my kiosk to sell. 6 years ago, my father told me about vasectomy. He had heard the procedure. I accepted to go to the clinic to learn more about it, and the staff explained everything to me. They asked me to go home, think about it, and return in 2 weeks with my decision. After the 2 weeks, I decided to have the procedure. The doctor explained every step to me and informed me that once done, I was not going to father any more children. I already have 7 children. If I had not had the vasectomy over the past 6 years, I would have had 2, maybe 3 more, and we would be unable to take care of them. Having many children is a burden. Caring for them is difficult. My advice to other men is to get a vasectomy.
The Odati family is a representative of millions of African families. The lives that are positively impacted through IPPF Africa Region's member associations, such as the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana, is a true testament of the work that we do, building stronger African homes. Founded in 1972, IPPF Africa Region is the leading non-governmental sexual reproductive health and rights service delivery organization in sub-Saharan Africa. It is also the leading sexual reproductive health and rights advocacy voice in the continent. IPPF Africa Region works through a network of 42 member associations that are locally owned and founded. Through these member associations, we're able to achieve our goal of offering quality sexual and reproductive health services to millions of women, men, and young people. Our services particularly reach the poor, marginalized, and underserved populations. IPPF Africa Region's focus areas include family planning, HIV and AIDS, safe abortion, gender equality, advocacy, sexual rights and humanitarian response, as well as bringing change to the lives of adolescents and young people. This includes campaigning against harmful traditional practices such as early marriages, a deep-rooted culture in many African countries.
When I was 7 years old, my parents decided to marry me off. I told my school principal that my parents planned to give me away in marriage. He confronted them and asked why they were going to marry me off at such a young age. They told him that all my age mates were getting married. What made me different? The school principal reported the matter to the police. I had also heard about an FGAE project for the prevention of early marriage. Project members in my area regularly organize discussions on early marriage and how to prevent it. I approached them for help. With the support of FGAE, the school principal, and the police, the wedding ceremony was cancelled. I am now in 10th grade. This project prevented many girls, including myself, from getting married too early. Even today, the cases of early marriage have reduced significantly in our community. Parents are now sending their daughters to school for education.
From 2005 to 2015, IPPF Africa Region undertook significant activities and key milestones. One activity was the adoption of the 2005 to 2015 IPPF Strategic Framework, with the main focus on IPPF's 5 A's, namely advocacy, adolescents and youth, HIV and AIDS, abortion, and access. This strategy was aimed at meeting, along with some other objectives, those related to the Maputo Plan of Action and the Millennium Development Goals. 2010, the review of the 2005 to 2009 IPPF Africa Region Strategic Plan emphasized the need to encourage greater accountability at all levels. As such, IPPF's 2010 to 2015 strategic framework was more results-orientated and in 2011 was aligned to IPPF's three change goals: unite, deliver, and perform. The 2014 review of the strategic framework highlighted that targets had been achieved and surpassed. The findings and lessons learned from this process informed the development of the IPPF Africa Region Implementation Plan for 2016 to 2019. The wide range of sexual and reproductive health services offered by IPPF Africa Region over the last 5 years increased from 3 million to 29 million in 2010 and upped the reach to 84 million in 2015, doubling the 2010 achievement in 2015. The contribution of IPPF Africa Region to the sexual and reproductive health services in the Federation moved from 30% in 2011 to 49% in 2015. Between 2005 and 2015, the IPPF Africa Region reached the highest number of clients ever reached. 83% of these clients were the most vulnerable or poor. They include those who suffer from gender-based violence, one of the most traumatic experiences anyone can go through. A particular young Kenyan woman was impregnated after being gang raped. This brutal incident left her feeling ashamed and vengeful toward men. After being rejected by her parents because of her pregnancy, she lost all hope and turned to alcohol and prostitution. Twice she tried to terminate her pregnancy. HIV positive and suicidal, she would look at her baby and want to kill her. But she soon found hope.
A lady in the neighborhood introduced me to IPPF's Family Health Options Kenya. They have been of great help to me. I have undergone counseling and my attitude towards men and life has changed for the better. They also started me on contraceptives, and if it were not for them, I would have had another pregnancy.
A significant number of IPPF Africa Region's clients cannot always afford the transport fees or the time needed to reach health centers that are often situated far away from their homes. The mobile outreach strategy has proved to be one of the most effective ways to reach this population. As a result, thousands of Africans continue to access quality reproductive health services in their own neighborhoods. The IPPF Africa Region also recognizes the great potential of young people, and we prioritize access to youth-friendly services for them. At least 45% of the total number of services provided from 2010 to 2015 were for young people. Kojo Gaston shares how family planning services improve the lives of the people in his village.
I'm a football player. Like many other people in this village, I had 2 children within 1.5 years. On my return from a trip, I learned that one of our sisters had attended training on the provision of family planning services. I personally went to her house to understand what it involved. When I weighed the benefits, I agreed with my wife and accompanied her to the hospital for a 5-year contraceptive method. The adoption of contraceptives has had a positive impact on our lives in the village. I have lived in this village for 2 years. During this time, I noticed that the frequency of childbirths had declined. Children and their mothers are healthier.
IPPF Africa Region is passionate about serving all individuals and their families in Africa. We are committed to the highest standards of care in meeting the reproductive health needs of every woman, man, and young person to stay healthy, live longer, and have productive lives together with their families. The International Planned Parenthood Federation Africa Region. From choice, a world of possibilities.